Now available in paperback and Kindle Unlimited, E-Steam The Sands of Time. It's action and adventure in ancient Egypt in this terrific teen time travel romance. Get your copy of E-Steam The Sands of Time at your favorite online bookseller today. When I take a critical examination of American business today, it's clear to me that those who are running American business are completely out of touch with reality. Now, many in businesses such as Hollywood and Silicon Valley, they have adopted a new woke business model, one that runs diametrically opposed to the ideals of capitalism and the ideals of a free market economy. Now, those who are a part of the woke ideology, they believe that their ideals are the most important thing and that them promoting their ideals are the ultimate goal, and that they would rather take financial losses in their efforts to promote their ideology rather than profit economically by providing goods and services. Now, this woke ideology, this runs diametrically opposed to what business was created in America as related to economics. Now, under the American economic system, it's a capitalist marketplace. And under a capitalist system, it's supposed to be about businesses creating products and services in order to provide them to customers. Moreover, with it being a free market economy, you have different businesses competing by offering products and services to customers. So, this whole woke ideology of it being about you promoting your agenda through politics, it's something that just won't work in a capitalist economy, nor will it work in a free market economy. So, when I look at those companies which are talking about promoting this wokeness, this is why most of these companies are going broke, because when you have a capitalist economy and a free market economy, when a woke company wants to go out here and promote a social justice agenda ahead of promoting their products, or uses a social justice agenda in an effort to sell their products, what they do is wind up alienating all of their customers, and then those customers go out to go buy the products of a competitor. And this is why the statement, get woke, go broke, is factual, because when you get woke and you get so full of yourself that you think you can tell your customers how to think in addition to selling them a product, what the customers do is respond by going out here to buy the competing product. And this is why they buy the competing product, is they reject the ideology you want to push on them, and then they furthermore reject your products. So this is why companies that get woke wind up going broke, because customers do not go to buy products to be preached to. Customers buy products because that product meets a certain need or provides a certain service that people want. For example, when it comes down to Marvel Comics, they thought they could go out here and preach diversity to people by replacing the popular superheroes in their comics with minority characters. And unfortunately, as after they went out here and replaced the popular white male characters like Peter Parker, Spider-Man, Steve Rogers, Captain America, Tony Stark, Iron Man, and the original Thor with diversity characters, what happened was their sales dropped 90%, because the customers who bought Marvel Comics, they were coming to Marvel Comics to escape from the world, and they wanted to read fantastic adventures featuring the iconic characters of Marvel Comics like Tony Stark, Iron Man, Steve Rogers, Captain America, Peter Parker, Spider-Man, the original Thor. And because they did not see those characters, they stopped buying the comics. Even worse, many who bought the comics, all they got were preached to as related to identity politics and being told how they live. So instead of getting the fantastic adventure they wanted in the page of those comics, they then decided to go out here and not buy those comics. And that's what led to a 90% drop in sales at Marvel Comics. And another company that wound up having to take a similar loss was the Gillette Corporation, which, after selling razors for almost a century, decided that it was going to promote anti-bullying and support of the Me Too movement. And after it decided to promote anti-bullying and Me Too movement in an ad which attacked its core customer base of men, those men wound up leaving Gillette, and the company suffered an $8 billion loss. So this again shows that when you try to promote your social and political agendas to customers, the customers wind up responding by not supporting your products because they don't want to be preached to. What they want to do is have a product that they're using, and they want to be able to use that product without having a company try to dictate how they live. Now, other companies that have suffered losses as related to this woke agenda have been Google and YouTube, which decided that they wanted to ban certain content off their website, such as conspiracy videos, and as a result, Google and YouTube wound up losing over $70 billion in one quarter because they didn't understand that the content that they were trying to censor was the content that people wanted, and that them trying to preach and promote an ideology wound up pushing away many more customers. Now, many who believe this whole woke ideology, these people believe that their ideals are more important than profits. However, in the business world, profits are important because if you do not have profits, then you do not have money to keep the company operational. Because in business, companies run on money, and in order for you to make money, you have to provide products and services to people. And this is what the woke people don't understand about free market economics, is that if you are not providing a product or service that is demanded by the customer, then you are not going to make profits. And these people think that because we have these multi-billion-dollar corporations like Sony, like Warner Brothers, like Procter & Gamble, like Disney, that they're going to have an endless supply of money, and that people eventually, they're going to submit to your ideology because they need your products. And this is a very, very false frame of thinking, especially when you consider us living in a free market economy, because those who live in a free market economy understand that while these companies are making billions of dollars today, the woke ideology is costing them profits for not only today, but also the future, because the alienated people, they are not buying your products, and that billion-dollar institution that's making money right now is losing money as we speak, and with each dollar they lose, that means that they are getting closer and closer to going broke. For example, with Netflix, they decided to put a lot of so-called woke SJW content on their streaming service, and as a result of them putting much of this so-called SJW content on their streaming service, many people are leaving the Netflix subscription service. They're canceling their subscriptions because they don't see any product on the streaming service that they want to see. And when it comes down to internet companies like Google and YouTube and companies like Netflix, content is king. And when you don't have quality original content on your website, what happens is the foot traffic winds up dying on your website, because most of the people who preach the so-called social justice narrative, most of these people are not consumers. And this is the thing that those who are woke in the business world don't understand about trying to appeal to the woke crowd. The woke crowd oftentimes preaches these ideologies. However, the woke crowd does not practice what they preach by supporting products that preach the ideologies they promote. Now, if you're supposed to be in business and you want to make money, you have to have, again, customer bases that go out here and buy and support these products in order for the company to stay afloat. But the woke people, they don't understand this simple economic principle, and they're sitting there thinking, oh, we can make these products that feature all of this identity politics and social justice narratives, but if there are no customers to buy those products, you cannot stay afloat. Even worse, you have these corporate heads who think that pushing these ideologies because the company has endless money, supposedly, is going to pay off in the long run. But what's going to happen is these companies are going to reach a point of insolvency because every woke product not only costs them money, but it also costs them market share. Even worse, when you have companies pushing woke ideologies, what they're doing is winding up pushing themselves out of the marketplace and allowing competitors to come in and capitalize on the market of customers that are looking for products. Because most of these institutions, like your Gillette, institutions that are up and coming, like your YouTube and Google, what they are doing is giving their competition an opportunity to rise at their own expense. And that's what the woke people really don't understand about business, that when you are in business, you want to be able to keep your customers happy, because in a free market economy that is capitalist, you have to compete with other companies. And if you go out of your way to push people out of supporting your products, what they're going to do is go out here and support your competitors, and eventually your competitors are going to replace you in the marketplace. And that's something that the woke people don't understand, because the woke people take their jobs for granted, they take their economy for granted, and they take America for granted because they are so caught up in the ideals they were taught in these colleges that they don't understand how the real world works. And in the real world of America and the real world as related to business, the companies that go out of their way to provide products without promoting identity politics, they're the ones who are going to profit the most, because their goal is to give the customer a product that meets their needs. And their whole goal for being in business is to provide customers with the best quality product and the best quality experience. And the best way you do that is to focus primarily on your product and not try to preach how people are supposed to think, preach how people are supposed to believe, and try to tell people how they're supposed to live. Because in our United States, as related to our Constitution, Americans are told that they have a right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And being woke runs diametrically opposed to those principles of our United States Constitution. Because only people who believe in concepts like fascism and communism believe that they can dictate to people how they're supposed to live. And these people believe that their way is the only way to live. And the whole idea of woke runs completely, again, opposed to what our United States Constitution is. And this is why so many Americans are turned off by social justice narratives, and they're so turned off by companies that promote social justice narratives. Because most Americans understand that our founding fathers fought against people like the British who wanted to tell us how to live, and the woke people, just like those British, and even like people like Hitler and the communists, they wanted to tell people how to live. So when they look at the woke people, they don't see people who are woke, they see people who are lost, and they don't want to continue to support companies that want to promote ideologies that will lead America to be lost, because these type of companies, they are going to really damage the whole platform that America stands on. So many of these companies who follow the woke ideology, they don't really understand the history of America, nor do they understand the concept of economics, nor do they understand the concept of a free market economy. And this is why these companies that get woke wind up going broke. And this is why I believe that many of these corporations that wind up pushing this woke ideology, sooner or later, the stockholders are going to start demanding that these CEOs and these managers who push woke ideology wind up getting terminated, because they don't want to lose money that they invest in these companies which want to push ideologies ahead of profits. And stockholders, they hold these companies accountable at the end of the day, because no stockholder wants to be stuck with a bunch of stocks that wind up having no value and investing in companies that don't pull any profits. And this is why I believe that the woke ideology is going to end sooner rather than later, because no company can stay afloat pushing woke, because those who push woke, they are going to drive a company to go broke. If you'd like to see me make more videos like this, you can donate to my Patreon, my PayPal, or my Cash App by clicking the link in the description box. And if you want to pick up some of my books on the SJS Direct imprint, like the ISIS series, the E-Steam series, the John Haynes series, and the Spinsterella trilogy, you may do so by clicking the link to Amazon.com in the description box. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe. Now available in paperback and Kindle Unlimited, E-Steam Goddess of. Hell's aspiring angel takes on a demonic dominatrix in this action-packed all-new E-Steam series adventure. Get E-Steam Goddess of in paperback and Kindle Unlimited today.